Today my project is super simple. I'm going to throw a large salad bowl. It relies on some of the techniques I introduced in my last video, throwing a large pot. So I prepared 2 balls of clay. So I start by centering the first piece of clay. I brace my elbows against my body and squeeze the clay up into a cone, and then push the clay back down. And now I take the second piece of clay and add it to the first. Then I center the second piece of clay and center them both together. Notice that I keep my clay in a cone shape when centering. This avoids creating that kind of volcano effect, that weird dip you get in the center of your clay. Okay, so now my clay feels centered. So I push the top of the clay down, and I can push into the clay and then open out. So this bowl's going to have a foot ring, so I'm taking this into account as I push down and start to form the base. I make sure to compress the base and remove any excess water. And then I begin to pull the walls up. As always, my hands are working together, pushing from the inside out and pushing back in with my knuckle. When I get to the top, I compress the rim. This will really help keep the rim even. So I start at the bottom . So now I have the walls to the right height. I'm going to start to shape the bowl. That is, I'm stretching the clay out. And I'm pushing from the inside out and supporting from the outside with a rib to get a rounded bowl. So my salad bowl is going to be about 30 centimeters, taking shrinkage into account. My bowl will shrink about 12% from wet to dry. So now I've dried to leather hard, I'm ready to trim. To secure my bowl to the wheel, I'm using my GIFFEN GRIP with the little attachment pieces on the inside. So now I'm ready to trim, and I'll start with the outside here, just working on the outside of the foot ring and then trimming the profile of my bowl. And now I'm ready to trim the inside of the foot ring. I make a guide. And then I trim the clay from the center to the guide. If my trimming tool is bumping around a bit or I'm having trouble with chattering, I make some ridges in the clay and then I trim across those ridges to smooth them out. And now I define the foot ring a little more, and we're done. Now I smooth with a sponge. I always finish work with a sponge rather than trying to sand or scrape work when it's bone dry. This helps in avoiding clay dust. Okay, now I can set my bowl aside to dry, and then I'm ready to bisque fire. And that's it, a large salad bowl. I hope you've found this video useful. If you want more large bowl action, check out my large fruit bowl video. And as always, happy potting.